What's a Geolift test and when does it make sense?
A Geolift test simply is taking a state or a few states, a cluster of states, and making a change to what you're doing within marketing. Now, an example of this within meta ads is you spend more, significantly more, or you spend significantly less. And you use those states and you compare them to the other states where you're keeping business as usual, and you see what changed. And the idea here is you're trying to measure causation or incrementality of that change. An example right now, you might think Meta's doing nothing for my business. We actually have 2 clients that just started that believe this because their agency was doing such a bad job, and a lot of their business comes from retail. And so they go, we're spending all this money on Meta. Is it really doing anything? Because we were doing well before Meta, and we're doing well after Meta. I don't think it drove any revenue. And so the easiest way to test this is we go, okay, well, let's take 2 states and let's cut Meta completely. And let's see what happens to the business over a 45-day period. Now, a risky test to do, but if you're willing to do it, it's a great test because now we can look at those 2 states and the expected new customer sales on a daily basis in the future and see, do we deviate? We expected this outcome based on these states and how they're performing. Do we get more or less revenue? And if we get less, well, we can measure the incremental decrease and we can go, okay, we know Meta was actually contributing this much revenue. So it's a very effective way to be able to identify the amount of impact that media spend is having. It is just worth noting because 50% of my viewers on Reels are Australia. It's very difficult to do in Australia because there's not enough regions. The population isn't big enough. And so region selection becomes very bad and your statistical relevancy becomes very low. So it's better to do in the US, etc., but you can do it in Australia.